G'day, Rich here from Bushra Australia. I wanted to share with you something that's a bit out there, a little bit sensitive. In terms of, there's a lot of people who I encounter in my role as a survival instructor particularly, but also as a nature awareness teacher by default. They're one and the same to me. You can't tease these two into black and white. And the big thing I have noticed within those that are so passionate about survival training particularly is that it's a contest. It's a contest between them and all the wild things. And I've tried that. I've tried that when I was a younger man. I tried that as a soldier. I was trained to adopt that attitude, that it was all out there to provide for me in a very self-absorbed, selfish way. As I spent more and more time alone in the bush, and I did a lot of that, I found that there was a significant shift in how I needed to perceive the bush. It wasn't out to get me anymore. It was actually there to help me. And that changed the paradigm of what I was seeing in terms of the bush. It was no longer, it's just there, I just take what I want without any concern for anything else, it's all about me. It made me less selfish, for starters. It made me more mature and more sensitive as a human being a new part of that ecosystem, even if it's temporarily. So instead of the man versus wild approach, it became very much the man with wild approach. So one way I have learned to express that attitude is simple. When we look at our green friends and we look at the benefits they give to us in terms of medicine and food particularly, people often see when I'm harvesting or taking a portion of a particular plant, there's a slight pause, and that pause is me saying two things, or one's requesting. That request is, please may I, and the second part is, thank you. It's a simple, silent prayer that I just put out there to that plant. Because I guess when you've learned to live off these things for a while, where they're sustaining you day to day, where every tree you cut down has a very tangible meaning to you as a survivor. If that tree wasn't there, life's even harder than it already is in those situations. Whether it's good or bad, I've had the benefit of doing that for real on more than one occasion. Sometimes just pushing myself a little bit too far and getting caught out. Sometimes it's been a product of the work I've been doing at the time. In all those cases though, it was about understanding my place in the scheme of things and about understanding that these things are worthy of respect. So instead of just ripping this thing out holus bolus, so I can get to the rhizome root to eat it or to flavour my drink or whatever it is, because this is a ginger plant, a wild ginger plant, native ginger plant in fact, I need to ask. It's not too much of a stretch or lean or an inconvenience. I just ask, please, mate, can I borrow a bit of you? And then I say thank you once I've harvested it. Just doing that will shift the way you view the bush. It'll shift the way you view the plants in the bush, the animals in the bush, and you'll find that your survival experience, if that's what you're in, thrives and flows. And you'll find that you'll end up being more at peace probably than you've ever been in your life. And it's a humbling feeling to know your place in the scheme of things. Too many of us in this game, it's all bluff and bluster. We're all in it for what we can get out of it, and that's not my experience with the bush. It's about what I give back to it. My entire business here is set up to give back to the bush, because in all honesty, these guys and all of his mates have given me so much. They've enriched my life and they've made me a better person than I used to be. So I hold that in great value personally, and I say thank you all the time. And as an ex-gunfighter, if I can learn to do that, I think all of us can learn that as well and be making it part of our journey in our relationship with the wilderness. Leave you with that thought.